I once spent 3 weeks building a feature that nobody asked for. I was excited about it. I thought it was clever. I could already picture how users would react when they saw it. And then I showed it to people and they just didn't care. Not because it was bad, but because it didn't have the problem my feature was solving. That's the moment I realized most ideas don't fail because of bad execution. They fail because the idea was broken from the start. Instead of asking, can I do this? I should have been asking, should I do this? My name is Rev with Build AI Studio, and after working with dozens of early stage founders, I found 5 patterns that kill business ideas before they ever reach a customer. And if you're building something right now, you need to check for every single one of them. So let's get started. Pattern number 1, nobody is searching for a solution. This is the most common business idea killer. You come up with an idea and you can see exactly how it'll work, but when you actually look at the data, nobody's searching for it. No Google search volume, no Reddit threads, no one complaining about this problem anywhere. And here's the part that trips people up, no competitors. That sounds like a good thing, right? Wide open market. Usually it means the opposite. That means nobody cares enough about this problem to pay for a solution. There's a huge difference between this would be nice to have and this needs to be fixed right now. Successful businesses are absolutely built on the second one. Here's how to catch it. Before you build anything, research the problem you're solving. Search using AI, search Google, Reddit, search Twitter. Look for people actively complaining. If you can't find 50 people upset about this problem in the last 90 days, that silence is probably your answer. Pattern number 2, too complex to build. Some ideas are genuinely good, but impossible to execute for the person who's created them. They'd need a team of 5 engineers, a year of development, or $200,000 they don't have. So the founder gets stuck in planning mode. They make wireframes, they write specs, they research tech stacks. Months pass, the excitement fades, and the idea dies a slow death in a Notion doc. Here's the truth. The best and most successful first-time founders don't build the full version. They build the smallest possible version that solves the core problem, a minimum viable product or MVP, and they get it in front of real people in 30 days or less. Be brutally honest with yourself about 3 things: your skills, your budget, and your timeline. If any one of those is a hard stop, you either simplify the idea or find a partner who fills the gap. The goal isn't a perfect product. It's a functional one that validates your idea as you learn. Pattern number 3, the revenue model doesn't work. A lot of founders build something people want but can't figure out how to charge for it. Or worse, they figure out the math and realize they need 10,000 users just to cover their hosting costs. If your plan is get a bunch of users and figure out monetization later, that's not a plan, that's a delusion. Before you write a single line of code, you need to answer 3 questions. Who is paying? How much are they paying? And how many of them do I need to cover my costs? If the answer to number 3 is millions and you're a solo founder with no marketing budget, you don't have a business model, you have a hobby that drains your bank account. The micro SaaS founders I've talked to who are making $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 a month, they all have one thing in common. They can describe exactly who their customer is, exactly what they charge, and exactly how they acquired that customer before they built anything. All right, on to pattern number 4, saturated market with 0 differentiation. Now, I'm not saying competition is bad. Actually, competition is a great sign. It means people are paying for solutions to this problem. The killer isn't competition, it's competition plus no differentiation. If your product does the same thing as 12 other tools on the market, why would anybody switch? Mine is better is not differentiation. Nobody believes that, and you shouldn't either. Real differentiation comes from one of 3 places. You serve a specific niche that the existing big players ignore, you solve the problem in a fundamentally different way, or you have an unfair advantage, industry expertise, proprietary data, distribution access, things competitors can't easily replicate. Before you build, go sign up for your top 3 competitors. Use them for a week. Find the moment where you think, why does this work like this? That's the moment where your product lives. All right, on to pattern number 5. No founder market fit. This is the one nobody really talks about, and it might be the most important. You can have a great market, a clear problem, a simple product, and a working revenue model, and still fail because you're the wrong person to build it. Founder market fit means you have a genuine connection to the problem. Maybe you experienced it yourself. Maybe you worked in the industry for years. Maybe someone close to you has a problem and you've watched them struggle with it. Why does this matter? Because building a business is hard. And when it gets hard, and it will, the founders who keep going are the ones who actually care about the problem, not the ones who picked it off a list of trending ideas. Ask yourself honestly, would I still want to solve this problem if nobody was watching? If the answer is no, that's a red flag. So, those are the 5 patterns, and here's the thing, you can check for every single one of them before you build anything. I actually built a tool that runs your idea through this exact kind of analysis. It's called Flame. You describe your idea in 1 sentence, and I use 3 AI models, Claude, ChatGPT, and Perplexity. It only takes about 2 minutes, and you get a score from 1 to 100, plus a competitive analysis and a 30-day action plan. You can also personally score it across market demand, buildability, revenue potential, and personal fit, all the things we just talked about. I'm not saying Flame or any other tool replaces talking to customers, it doesn't. But the fastest way to catch these 5 patterns before you waste weeks or months on something that was never going to work. Your first score on Flame is free, link is in the description. Try it with your best idea and your worst idea. The gap in the scores will tell you something. I break this entire framework down in more detail in the blog, and that link is in the description too. So if this was useful, please subscribe. I'm putting out a new video every Friday on how to validate, build, and launch as a solo founder. My name is Rev, and I'll see you in the next one.